Ah, dang it. I'm Amy. I'm living in Chrysalis. And I don't know if the hot flashes or it's the sleepless nights, but I'm not sure if I'm not quite feeling myself or if it's that I feel like I'm an imposter. So I'm just throwing this up to kind of muse about it. I think a lot of us, especially women, occasion on occasion feel like we're imposters. There are a lot of articles about it. Imposter syndrome is apparently a thing. Hi, Oddly Aquarian, how are you? But I'm kind of feeling it today, and sometimes, and occasionally, often. It just kind of depends. But like half of today, this eye has been twitching. I don't know if you can see it, but it's been twitching and driving me crazy. And I went a little overboard with the tweezers today. So that's a thing. So Adley is here, and that's awesome. But I guess one thing that the TJ Maxx shopping does for me is it's in addition to being able to see brands and buy things that aren't in any other store in my area, because I live in kind of a more rural area, and it's not so much the market for it, but also it occasionally enables me to get my hands on products that I can't afford to pay full price for. But then sometimes that kind of makes me wonder if I'm trying to portray that I'm more affluent or more at least solidly middle class than I actually am. Okay, hang on, I had something here I wanted it. For instance, I went to TJ Maxx today and I picked up, get this, I picked up a pair of black and silver leather Marc Jacobs sneakers for $9. $9. Would I have ever paid the full retail price for these items? No. No, but they're really nice and I'm thrilled to have them. So, especially because the reason why I was looking at shoes in TJ Maxx in the first place is because given the location of the scar from my surgery, it's still quite sensitive, and a lot of my shoes rub it. So I've been wearing these $10 fake Crocs from Walmart to, just to be okay. And the couple of times that I have worn proper shoes, I definitely felt it rubbing and irritating. So I picked up these sneakers and I'm so happy about it. They're gonna look terrific. But are these anything I would ever buy? No. I also picked up this Laura Mercier lip gloss for what? $7. Smells amazing. Yeah. Nice, pretty, basic gloss. Now, one of the things with me is that I admit I like to have pretty makeup packaging, especially the sort of things that I would be taking with me out and about. For instance, lipsticks and lip gloss, powders. Oddly Aquarian says, girl, I never paid full price. Love me some Marshalls and TJ Maxx. I bought a Laura Geller highlight for $4.99. Can't beat it with a stick. Exactly. But I guess sometimes I wonder almost if at least my motive behind buying some of these products is that, for instance, the Laura Mercier lip gloss, I toss it in my purse, I touch up my lip gloss, because I'll touch up my lipstick and lip gloss in front of people. It's no big deal. But then, does that make me a poser? Does that make me pretentious? I think part of the reason why I wind up feeling this way is because when I was a kid, Olivia, hi. I am just getting into it. I'm not doing a full face today. I'm more musing. But I wind up feeling like I'm some kind of poser. Like, ooh, I've got my, I've got Marc Jacobs, leather sneakers from TJ Maxx. Of course, around here, probably most people get them from TJ Maxx, but I think part of where my need to kind of be a little bit of a brand whore. Little Miss Nat, hi honey, is because when I was a kid, my family was very tight on money. Most of my clothes were homemade. The few pairs of jeans I did get were like Kmart cheapy specials. Bella, hi. And I got teased about it a lot. I mean, a lot. And it was one of those things where I would be so glad if I would get a friend's hand-me-downs, because those at least originated from a store. Now, was there anything wrong with the clothes my mom made for me? Of course not. And in fact, in some ways, it was kind of better, because we would go to Joann's and look through the pattern books and then look through the fabrics. So, so I chose the patterns and the fabrics. The Aquarian says, of course not. It makes you a conscious spender. We deserve nice things regardless of the price. Shop mostly at the thrift store for my clothes. Can't afford much, so I'm able to buy more that way. And I guess, Kathy Juliana, hi. I really just think, I mean, a lot of it probably comes from the childhood bullying. I was bullied pretty hard about it, and that was just messed up. It really was. But, it's odd, the things that stay with you. Now, so for some reason, I find this need to, I've always had this need to be very done. And what's very strange is, like, I would leave the house feeling like I had everything all together, and then I would see myself in glass or a mirror or something later and feel like I was a mess. Oh, the Aquarian is going to be popping in and out. Kara C is live too. Well, that's unfortunate. Dang it. Oh, well. It's been a few days since I've been on. Maybe I'll keep mine shorter. But I think it's, yeah, and you know how sometimes you wind up feeling tatted hearts. Hi. So you wind up feeling good, like, today I'm just wearing like this cute baseball shirt. It's an MLM one, but it's one of the, few designs that don't suck. Weird collar guy, hello. But, and then I've got these nice soft sort of jogger pants. I was wearing the fake croc clogs, the clown shoes, but that's just because of my foot. But I was actually feeling pretty okay. But I went I did everything today looking like this. Now, I don't, now I've been having trouble, as you guys may have seen from my community page. I'm having a lot of trouble with hot flashes. I got to talk to my doctor about making some adjustments to the medication because this is I my sleep is so messed up right now. Oh yes, thank you, little Matt, Ms. Nat. Yes, everybody, please like the stream. But I went into the restroom at TJ Maxx and I looked at myself in the mirror, and my under eye circles are so bad today. I mean, the lights are a bit blowing out, so there we go. See? That's what I'm talking about. So I go into the bathroom and I look in the mirror and I just feel like I look like I've been punched. Like I just look like hell. And I used to never go out, running errands or anything like that without a full face of makeup on. Oh, Billy's Big Top. Hi. Weird collar guy has fibromyalgia. Oh, that sucks. You get hot flashes from that? Oh dear. Billy's Big Top. Hi. So yeah, so I wind up feeling like I was feeling good, and then I saw myself in a mirror, and I'm like, oh god, I just look dreadful. And it kind of shoots you down. It kind of does. And then I'm also the kind of person that I have like really like kind of sharp eyes. I mean, not like my eyesight is fantastic, but that I notice little details. Like I'm one of those people who probably has more color sensing cones in my eyes because I can tell the differences between shades of color when other people can't. It's weird. My mom was always kind of amazed that I could exactly match something in a store when the thing I was matching was in my closet. So that's something I don't feel like an imposter on, is that. But but then I think given the economic status I grew up with, and then now, and I think it was really hitting me hard today because a lot of the bigger ticket, the nicer things that we bought when our circumstances were very different. We had much more money. Trish the Dish, hi. And we felt like we were in a position where we felt like we were on our way. Not that we were completely set and settled and solid yet, but we were on our way. So for instance, our two recliners, a friend's helped me with some repairs to them, so I just had to have my son switch them around between places. So because the one that I'd been using, there's a problem with the electric controller, and sometimes, for instance, I'll be reclined and then I'll go to push the button to get up and it won't do anything. Or I'll go sit down and go to recline and it won't do anything. And then sometimes it will. So it's very annoying. So now I'm in the one that fits. Golden Coin 100, hello. We bought our car almost new. It was like it had like 8,000 miles on it, so it was new used. And now it's over 230,000 miles. Lyra Makeup and Tara, hello. Our mattress, we've got a king size bed, and the mattress has definitely seen better days. especially because my husband's had to spend so much time in bed due to his injuries. And it's just kind of like I'm seeing a lot of our things, wearing down. The day bed that we've got in our son's room has definitely seen better days. But I see our things, our nice things that we had, wearing down, needing replacement, and we don't have the money to replace any of it. Our TV has a dark spot in it on the screen. It's a big screen. I mean, we make do, but it's there and it's annoying, and we don't know how to fix it. We can't afford a new one. And I just wind up, I mean, other pieces of furniture have definitely gotten worse for wear since being with us. My husband's been absolute destruction on our bedside stands, which just makes me furious because they were really beautiful, like gold. What's the word I'm looking for? Gilded, like all gold gilded, and they do not look right anymore. And it's just upsetting because I'm feeling that there's this sort of entropy going on in my household, and I don't have the finances to fix it. So then it's like, okay, you start with like something's nice and you're feeling good and like you feel nice and solid, and then it's almost like the rug kind of gets pulled out from under you, but very slowly. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. But I suppose that just kind of goes a little more into feeling like an imposter because I can't afford to replace things when they need replacing. And of course, now I'm trying to be a beauty guru. But while I've certainly bought product and I'm way behind on filming, but I can't get, I mean, all this stuff is just coming out at such a rate. I can't keep up. I mean, the bulk of my makeup collection is still TJ Maxx, which is great because it's cheaper, but your videos don't get as many views if it's older products. I mean, that's just a fact. But I can't afford to be rushing out and buying the newest stuff all the time to review. I just can't. So then it makes me start to wonder, what am I doing? Does this make me less than as far as a beauty channel goes? Because I mean, I love makeup. I do. Not that I've been wearing a lot of it lately. Oh, did I lose a few people? Am I whining too much? Only got 3 in the chat right now. Tabuki, hi. And I guess what really kind of did it for me today was I ran across this article. Oh, hang on a second. I know it's... I'll be right back. Hang on. I plugged the phone in, but I forgot to plug the plug in. So it died. My old phone. But it's kind of annoying because I didn't really want the extra light. But I have to have that in order to charge anything. Because, of course, this is just an old note that I use, sort of a backup item. Let's see if I can find the article again. But I ran across an article while I was looking through Facebook earlier. Anya, hi, how are you? Oh, thanks, weird collar guy. I'm not whining too much, apparently. But it just kind of makes me think. Like, for instance, I have an old Gucci purse in my closet. I don't carry it now, but for instance, if I have just the right job interview, I might. But then you start wondering, okay, is it, would that make you a poser or not? And I have a Gucci watch that I discovered was a fake when I brought it into repair. That was not welcome news. I was underthrilled by that, to say the least. So now it's just like, okay, well, I'm not going to wear, well, the wristband is shot. I would need a new one anyway. Marie Kaplinger, hi. But I don't want to be one of those people that does the whole, I don't care about trending searches. Spartacus actor Kirk Douglas. Okay, whatever. Yes, he died. All right, whatever. Let's get to where it was. No. Sorry. Hang on. Just looking it up. Okay. I swear this has a point. It really does. It's just, I had it up and ready to go, and then I'd forgotten to plug my makeup mirror in. So it died. Because I can really only use this when it's plugged in. Okay, here we go. This article is in the Financial Diet. It's from January 30th. And it's called Why Your Designer Bag is Making You Feel Worse by Kristen Wong. So that. So let me just pop that up again. Because it kind of made some interesting points. Okay. So years ago, I met a friend at work who was the ultimate cool girl. She was beautiful and hip, always taking weekend trips to St. Parks or going to parties with local celebrities. One day we took a shopping trip together and I spotted a shimmery sequin cocktail dress. She urged me to buy it. It wasn't something I'd normally wear, but it was a total cool girl dress. And I thought I'd try on a new persona. But whenever I wore the dress, it felt like a costume. It just wasn't me. It made its way to the back of my closet, along with so many other purchases that pan out. Okay, how many of us have done this? How many of us have bought something that we thought would be cool to try, and it just sits there? Anybody? Is it just me? Oh, come on. I know some of you have. All right, people are greeting. Candy Bosco, hi. There you are. Word collar guy has. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. See, I have to interrupt this every so often because if I don't, then I run the risk of getting copyrighted. Okay. Here's the part that kind of gets me though. If you want to appear to be a certain type of person, say the kind of person who goes to fancy parties and is super fashionable, you can literally buy your way into doing so. Broadly speaking, researchers call this our consumer identity. The purchases we make communicate who we are and what we value. Anya bought high heels once just to own them, but never wore them. All things Wendy Lee, hi. Yeah, I bought a pair of, years ago, I bought a pair of YSL. They were like beige and brown, really high heels. I wound up donating them because, no. I literally, no. My feet are kind of short, so I can't even wear really high heels even on a good day because then I'm like literally tottering around on my toes. Okay, but the purchases we make communicate who we are and what we value. The bottle of Mrs. Meyer's soap signals your eco-friendliness. The Louis Vuitton bag signals your wealth and taste. The sequin dress makes you feel like a fancy party girl even when you're not. And I think, that's where some things like like the Laura Mercier things I get, the Kevin Aquan things I get. Yeah, they're all from TJ Maxx. But I think sometimes just, even just seeing the sleek containers or popping something like this out of my purse and in the restroom in front of people when I'm touching up my lip gloss, or, touching it up at a table when I'm out. It, I feel like I'm trying to signal that I'm wealthier than I am. Amanda D, yes. I feel like a fraud with any group of people. I must have missed the conversation, but you get it. Oh, we're just getting into this. Anya Stamper. I wear whatever I want and have some expensive purses, tons of purses from TJ Maxx too. I just buy what I want. Of course, the more expensive ones like my Louis Vuitton are a present from my mom. Oh, very nice. I did have one of those Louis Vuitton Murakami ones, like those little black, the black ones with the colorful thing. And then I discovered it was a fake, and I sent it to a consignment shop because, that, and it kind of went out of style anyway. But and it was, small and impractical, but I felt like the style was immature, and I kind of felt like a fraud carrying it. Just like I used to have a bag that was purportedly Gucci, but I think it was a fake. And it was, but it wasn't my style at all. It had a bamboo, handle, and it was like green and tan weave with the G's all over it. Really wasn't my style. I didn't carry it, and I just kind of felt like a fraud and got rid of it. Okay, so back to the article. Don't get me wrong, there are legitimate reasons to buy any of these things, but if we're being honest, we all buy stuff with awareness of what it says about who we are. And this behavior is related to a concept we refer to at the financial diet as aspirational spending. The purchases you make to become a different, better version of yourself. Okay, that's me. That is me. And like I said, I really think a good part of it comes from, growing up in a more financially strapped family where my clothes were homemade. I got teased. Anya says, I actually started a tradition for a few years where every birthday I would buy myself an expensive foundation until I realized I like drugstore or mid-range foundation more. Oh, cool. Good. That's awesome. That's so great that works out for you. And I guess the thing with foundation for me is, I guess that doesn't bother me so much because that's not something I would take out and about. Lipstick I take out and about, and I want it to look fancy. Like, for instance, if a lipstick is in a cheap looking container, nope. But something like this, just, like, yes. Weird collar guy. I wear the bottom of the line catalog clothes. Well, I think also weird collar guy that that it's different for a lot of men. I don't, men tend to signal things in other ways. Amanda D says, I used to buy makeup all the time because I felt like if I did, I would have more friends in the makeup community and we can connect more. I catch myself still wanting to do that too. Oh my God, yes. Yes, like it's easier to set up collabs if you have more stuff because then you can find people that have the same things. Yeah, I'm totally with you there. I have a ton of stuff and I still don't, feel like I don't have anything as far as for a makeup channel. And I'll do my collection video. I mean, I got a lot of stuff. And it's, it's like, I can't keep doing this. Candy Bosco says, I like nice things because growing up we were very, very poor and I didn't have nothing really. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't as bad for us. We had things, but I was definitely strapped. It was definitely tight. There wasn't a lot of extra. Oh, weird. Oh, here's an interesting point. Weird collar guy. Clergy have a strange hierarchy of clothing with in and out groups signaled by what we wear. Oh, and he loves nice things. Oh, I am very interested in hearing more about this weird collar guy. While you get to typing, I'll go back to the article for a second. It's easy to overspend or worse, spiral into debt when you feel like you could buy your way to being a different person. But there's an added reason aspirational spending can be a waste of money. It can make you feel like a fraud. Buying fancy stuff can make you feel like an imposter. In a recent series of studies, researchers from Boston College and Harvard Business School looked at how our spending impacts our sense of authenticity. Prior studies show that consumers often buy luxury when they need a confidence boost, a pick-me-up, or to feel powerful, said Naila Ordabayeva, an associate professor at the Boston College Carroll School of Management and one of the study's authors. We were interested in understanding how wearing and consuming luxury would actually make customers feel. This is cool. Okay. Oh, yeah. Anya, I wanted to get in on that series too. Anya says, Amanda D, I'll be your friend no matter what makeup you have. I actually have a series called Playing with Makeup, which is way more about the shades, not the brands, and I don't mention brands. I'd like to get in on that too. Candy Bosco got picked on for wearing the same clothes. Girl, yeah. Amanda D said, at some point we have to just say stop. I have with my no buy, but it's hard because I want to be the cool kid, but I've never been the cool kid, even when I spend $400 a month. Ouch. Yeah. Anya Stamper says, her series encourages people to use what they own instead of feeling like they have to use what I'm using. I like that. I want in on that. Amanda says, that's why I love Project Panning, but even with panning, some people don't want to be friends. You can't win for losing, so I just do me. Yeah, I know, it's hard. Candy Bosco, I don't feel like an imposter buying nice things. After I buy certain stuff, I regret it because I will be broke. Yeah, okay. And yes, Anya, we are overdue for a collab. But yeah, it's kind of like, okay, and I guess in part, it makes me feel like a fraud because it's like, okay, I'll break out this fancy compact to, touch up my nose or to use the mirror while, putting on a lipstick from a fancy bullet or a fancy looking lip gloss. But then I come home and the electronics in one of my recliners isn't working. The mattress has a big divot in it. My car, it smells, it smells funny. Like, under the hood smells funny. And I can't afford to replace any of those things. And so, yeah, then it's like, okay, I feel like I'm trying to project this solid image, and our financial position is actually quite precarious. Okay, yeah. Amanda D, you're like me with a 2-liter Diet Pepsi, screw the cup. Well, I'm less likely to spill it, and 2 liters are cheaper. Amanda D, when the makeup is on our face, nobody knows it's fancy schmancy except us. Right, and that's why I don't mind so much, doing some, having some drugstore makeup. Where I get really, I really want things to look very nice are the sort of things that you wind up taking with you when you go out, like lipsticks and powder and lip gloss. Those are the ones I want to be fancy. Anya says, I actually counted how many palettes I bought last year, and it actually made me feel awful. It's because we're made to feel like we always have to buy the newest stuff to review, and we can't even enjoy what we already have. Girl, yeah. Okay. Oh, weird collar guy. Here we go. Here's some clergy information. I'm very interested in this. There is at the top, Grimleys, they make the Pope's clothing, and Whipples, they make the cassocks the Queen of England gives her chaplains, and it wends down to Spirit Threads autumn that I wear. Oh, how cool. Kenny Bosco says she's like that too. And Amanda, no spills. Yes. Cheaper and no spills. I know. It's such a Hanyak habit, but oh well. But yeah, and and actually my collection looks really nice right now. I've been really working hard on the storage situation to make it nice and cohesive and make sense. But for instance, like this, I mean, okay, let's face it. Like, with the exception of like maybe 3 of the shades, okay, maybe 4, most of these colors are not particularly unique. But it's so pretty. So pretty. And some of it, Jenny June, hi. And some of it really is that I want all the colors. And part of that is because I can tell the difference between colors maybe a lot easier than other people can. Amanda says most of the shades look exactly the same. Yeah, and it's, and that's one thing with me where I think it might hurt me a little bit is that I can see more colors than the average person. But to be fair, I also went a little bonkers at Walmart. Like I bought, these dollar singles because I want to try them out too. Anya says, a weird fact is that I know about when it comes to designers is that Hugo Boss, the designer, got his start when he designed and produced the Nazi uniforms. Yeah, and you know what? They were sharp. They were incredibly sharp. They just are. Oh, for those of you who weren't here earlier, I was at TJ Maxx earlier and I got a pair of Michael Kors black leather sneakers with silver trim for $9. Jenny Jean, makeup is an addiction, said no one ever. Amanda, I'll be back if I can. Awesome. Okay, Weird Collar Guy says, and then you get companies like Woman Spirit that cater to women feminists. It's lovely but pricey, but there's pressure to buy pricey stuff to be correct in whatever camp you belong to. Oh, especially for women. Oh my God, especially for women. Hugo Boss, yeah. I did get a store. Actually, I'm gonna bring him because I'm feeling a little triumphant. So hang on, I'm gonna go get him. I should have brought him over here earlier, but I was not thinking clearly. Obviously. Now I figure these are, leather sneakers are about as solidly middle class, middle-aged woman as you can get. Here we go. Michael Kors. At least that's white on white, so it's not too tacky. I'm glad it doesn't have like the big MK everywhere. But see how neat? Aren't these cool? $9, baby. But really the reason why I bought them is because most of my other shoes are now rubbing my surgical scar. And that's going to take some time to get desensitized. Yeah, I got them on the clearance rack. Nobody was more astounded than me. But the whole reason why I was in the shoe section anyway, because I originally didn't intend to buy shoes until after I'd had both surgeries, but a lot of my shoes rub my surgical scar, and I know it's gonna take some time for it to be desensitized. So I've been wearing what are essentially black clown shoes, and it's driving me crazy. See, most Michael Kors stuff I don't really like. Well, mostly because I don't like that big splashy logo everywhere. I like my logos a little more discreet. Okay, people are greeting each other, so I'm going to go back to the article for a second. In one study, Dr. O, because I'm not doing that again, and her colleagues asked women to imagine they were buying a dress for the opera and considering a luxury option versus a non-luxury option. They then asked the women to report how authentic they felt potentially buying each option. And the majority of women said that the luxury option made them feel like a less authentic version of themselves. To our surprise, we found that a lot of consumers do not necessarily experience the psychological boost that luxury promises, and instead feel inauthentic and like imposters when wearing luxury. But okay. But here's my question with this study is they just asked them to imagine that they were buying them or potentially buying them, not that they actually did and wore them. So I'm kind of wondering about this. Little Makeup Channel, hi. Yes, says everybody please join her in giving a thumbs up. Thank you. Billy's Big Top says it makes sense. Of course, aspirational spending isn't always about luxury. Sometimes when we aspire to learn a new skill or develop a new habit, the easiest thing to do is throw money at it. Researchers think the imposter syndrome effect translates into these other types of purchases too. Generally speaking, our work suggests that consuming something that doesn't represent who you truly are will backfire and make you feel like an imposter, reducing your confidence and satisfaction with your purchase along the way. We've all been there. You buy expensive new workout equipment to motivate yourself to start exercising, then feel guilty for not using it. Has anybody done that? Generally, I have to say when I've bought things, I do wind up using them some. I may fall off, but not always. There are things I bought that just I haven't used or that I didn't use. So has anybody else done that? Like bought something like starting a new hobby? I try to not do that, but then sometimes, in order to start a hobby, I feel like you have to have certain things. And I do have to say that's one thing I think I did pretty well with YouTube is when I started, Billy's Big Top, have some weights I used once. Ouch. When I started my YouTube channel, I actually taped my phone to my makeup mirror, and my makeup mirror has a round light around it. So that's what I used for a long time. Little Makeup Channel, not really. Yeah, actually my brother-in-law sent me this clamp, and he sent me a camera that I haven't been able to use because computer issues, and I can't afford to replace the computer. So, it's a thing. It's a whole thing. It's like we had all this nice stuff, and now entropy is setting in, and we can't afford to replace any of it. So then that makes me feel poor, which sucks. Okay. Let me say, watch out for you deserve it marketing. Not everyone feels like a fraud when they buy fancy stuff. The researchers found that people who feel psychologically entitled, that is, people who inherently believe that they deserve the best things in life, are less likely to feel this way. Advertisers use this information to their advantage by making consumers feel entitled. You've seen some form of you deserve it marketing. There's L'Oreal's You're Worth It message, for example. And hey, maybe we do deserve it. But it always pays to be a savvy consumer. You don't want to buy stuff you'll regret later, even if you are worth it. I look nervous. Relax, I'm doing great. Oh, no, my eye's been twitching. And I'm very short on sleep. Girl. These hot flashes have been doing a real number on me. It's so screwing with my sleep, and now like my eyes like twitching. It's making me crazy. It's so screwing with me. Like right now, but as far as feeling like a fraud, okay, all you guys see is this nice little background here. In front of me, total wreck. My table, my filming area is an absolute freaking wreck. Billy's Big Top. That's all part of the selling game, though. Even McDonald's says, you guys need this hamburger. Oh, yes, yes, hot flash chips. Bring them on, girl. Bring them on. I got to talk to my doctor about adjusting my meds. Hoping that'll help. But yes, hot flash chips are welcome because they're making me crazy. Because I get hot and then I get cold. And it just sucks. Okay, here we go. Influencer marketing does an excellent, subtle job of appealing to your aspirational spending. I'm trying to be an influencer. Is anybody influenced? I don't know. Well, I do remember one girl said that she did buy the Too Faced Christmas Star palette because I recommended it. A fan near your bed that works with a remote. Good to know. Thank you. Someone you admire mentions a product or brand, and subconsciously you associate their aesthetic with the brand. Suddenly you think you need that contouring stick or those hip glasses. Again, there's nothing wrong with buying these products, except that we often buy them without considering why we want them in the first place, how useful they are to our everyday lives, and perhaps more importantly, whether or not we can afford them. I will say I'm generally pretty good at don't eat sugar. Oh, okay, hand fan in the drawer. We'll keep the heat down or the air up. Yeah, it's chilly. It's chilly in here. And I do remove the blankets and it's like, ugh, don't eat sugar. Oh, God. Oh, well, I mean, I need to stop anyway, but God, it's so hard. Estrogel, a gel that you rub on your arms and legs. Is it expensive? Is it prescription? Yes, tell me more about this to give me a bit of estrogen. I'll ask my doctor about it. It's my husband. Okay. And of course, you can combat. Okay, I'll talk to her about it. You can combat this problem by being a more conscious consumer. For example, make a running wish list of the things I'm tempted to buy when I see an Instagram ad for magnetic false eyelashes or feel like trying a new hair product on someone YouTube swears by. I add it to the list and see how I feel about it later. I do tend to think about things before I get them. Usually. Only really once or twice I've just been like, okay, where's my card? Usually I tend to think about things. And even at TJ Maxx, like I'll put a bunch of stuff in my cart and then I'll go sit down in the furniture display. Then I'll take each item out and kind of like do the final round of what am I getting? What am I not? Like, oh, let's see. There was a liquid lipstick I didn't get. There was a pack of lashes I didn't get. There was some household thing I didn't get too. So, you know, I do this and I talk to myself and I often do it out loud. Even an hour of deliberation can be surprisingly effective for squashing your impulsive spending. That isn't to say that you shouldn't buy things you want, even nice luxurious things, but taking a moment to think about the purchase gives you time to ensure that you're not just being impulsive. Now here's the one I kind of have an issue with, and I'm gonna get into this. Spend for the current version of yourself. Okay, the current version of myself is underemployed. And at home on medical leave. But that's not, that's not in my plans over the next few months. So then I'm thinking in general, I'm buying more to look at the next few months or so. Like, okay, I'm going to be getting back to work. I need a pair of shoes that aren't rubber clown shoes, that I can wear and won't rub my scar. Hence the $9 Michael Kors. And then yeah, I'm not wearing makeup much right now because I'm just at home mostly doing nothing. But that's not going to be the case very soon. So I think to buy for the current version of yourself is a bit misleading. I think you need to keep your, I think you need to keep goals and plans in mind, and sometimes even in mind for months down the road. For instance, if you expect to be applying for jobs in a few months, maybe it's time to sort out maybe a couple of interview outfits so that you don't have to rush to find something when it's time. But that's kind of how I look at it. But aspirational. Let's try to English again. Aspirational spending rarely works out well. You have the hopes and dreams of becoming a certain type of person, so you buy the sequin dress fully prepared to be a new, cooler version of yourself. You wear it once or twice, but mostly you go back to being who you are. One way around this is to spend on the current version of yourself. Reflecting how well a product connects to your identity and represents who you are before buying may ultimately boost your feelings of authenticity and happiness with your purchases. Problems arise when you make aspirational spending a habit rather than a treat, which is why it's usually best to spend on your current life rather than the life you aspire to have. On the other hand, sometimes you want to venture out of your comfort zone and try new things. If you're interested in photography, for instance, it's easy to throw hundreds of dollars in a new pack. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Well, we were talking about aspirational spending. Yeah, so they're just recommending, for that sort of thing, start low and go from there, which let's see. I'll just kind of go with the ending here. It says, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a fancy purchase, and the goal isn't to continue feeling like an imposter. Ideally, we would all be comfortable with the purchases we make, even if those purchases are bright and loud and covered in sequins, I suppose. But the real goal is to separate the things we buy from who we are in general. Our purchases signal our values and tastes, but ultimately our identity goes far beyond the dollars we spend. Yeah. But, I really think that for many of us, it really does come down to, especially as YouTubers, and many of us in this chat have YouTube channels. I think a lot of us are, our some of our spending is aspirational, as in we're spending because we're buying equipment or product to improve our channels. And I don't know if that would come under aspirational spending or current lifestyle sort of spending. I'm not sure where that would fit into that. Do you guys have any ideas about that? Oh, wow, I just got really cold. You guys still here? Or did I lose people after that little hiccup? Oh, I'm so cold. Hello? Well, I guess this is a good time to wrap things up. If you're catching it on the replay, do let me know what you think, because I've just been kind of in this weird state where I'm just feeling like I'm just feeling a little lost as far as where I'm going as a beauty channel, given that I can't keep spending. I just can't keep spending. And but I do want to still review products, and hopefully at least the range of products I have will help give me a good idea of some of the differences between the higher end and the drugstore and the cheap stuff and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm really interested to see if anybody else has this feeling like I do, that you're maybe trying to project, a wealthier or at least more solidly middle class image than your circumstances really um, would indicate. And if so, is that a childhood issue for you, or is that something more recent, or both, like me? Well, at any rate, I'd really like to hear what you have to say about this, what's going on with you. It'd be, it'd be nice to know where I settle in all of this. So do make sure to comment and, of course, like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. And I guess I will see you very soon. Thanks. Good night. Just lost everybody. What the heck?